Alright, now after all the rest of Paladins YouTubers said their word, I think I can say mine as well. And here's what I think about the new nerf wave that hi-rez dropped upon us. It is really good. It feels great to play and champions are now more balanced than a patch before. So everyone who lost a bunch of crutches on their mains and now are crying and outrageous right now have to chill the fuck out, because these changes are healthy for the game. Let me explain before I get a heart attack, because I don't participate in the circle jerk. First of all, let's start from afar. Together with buffs that Xin got, he also got a nerf. His below now has more cooldown, and you probably already know that before that nerf, Retaliation Xin with Chronos 3 would be vulnerable for 2.4 seconds every 10 seconds, which means that if you can't kill him during these 2.4 seconds while his abilities are on cooldown, you are not gonna kill him at all. Now the obvious question is, was it any fair? No, it wasn't fair, and it wasn't fun to play against. Xin was disgustingly OP, even though pro players for the most part haven't really been taking advantage of that. Now this immortal playstyle of one-man army Xin is gone. The downtime is much longer, you can't line your abilities perfectly to cover each other's cooldowns. It's gone. And as a Xin player, I am happy about that change. I understand that before this update there was only one strongest build and playstyle with this champion, and all the rest were just weaker. Now you really gotta think before you choose a legendary and a deck. Who do you wanna counter? You wanna make Barrick's life miserable with Retaliation, or you want to delete Ashe every time she gets out of the spawn with Guillotine? You see, these nerfs and buffs open up new ways to play with some champions. More than that, this time they took a whole bunch of abilities and mechanics that were not balanced by any stretch of that word, and just frustrating to play against. And Immortal Xin was one of them. But why did I even start with talking about Xin? Nobody cares about Xin. Well, I started the video with him because Cassie with her dodge roll and the incitement card was the exact same thing. Think about it. Nobody was using other legendaries because they were just straight up weaker, which led to the point where everyone uses the exact same legendary and the exact same loadout on Cassie. And this was horrible. The replayability is one of the things that make Paladins stand out from games like Overwatch and Lawbreakers. You can pick a champion and play him in a number of ways. But not Cassie, because she's special I guess, or because she's one of the oldest champions, and they are for the most part stronger than the other ones, or at least less balanced. And just as Xin with his stupid Retaliation loadout plus Chronos, Cassie was OP as hell. She had almost no counterplay, like really, what are you gonna do against a champion that has infinite rolls and needs for the most part only 3 shots to kill you? What? How do you kill her? Outmaneuver her? Well, good luck on that one. Trying to outrage her was also not that smart most of the time because she has a free lifesteal. And she also has a knockback, which means that she can decide when to fight you and when not to fight. More than that, she can delete a low HP champion before he understands where is she shooting from, and to chain these skills on low HP champions as long as she wants. Yeah, tell me that Cassie was not OP. Yeah, sure. But the most OP thing about her was her combat mobility. Now, as I see it, there are 2 types of mobility. First, tactical, that allows you to navigate through the map faster and take vantage points easier, or take spots that you couldn't take otherwise. Second, combat mobility, something that you can use to either escape or chase or to just dash around your target to mess with its aim. Now, if tactical mobility is okay, Kinessa has the best tactical mobility skill in the game, and nobody complains about it, right? Nobody's frustrated fighting Kinessa because her teleport is OP, right? However, combat mobility is a whole nother story. Giving a champion even a little bit of combat mobility may swing the game into the place you don't wanna be in. Combat mobility has really little to no counterplay. Basically, with these changes, hi-rez says, see these abilities? Roll, dash, thrust, all of that, it's tactical. It's not combat mobility, it's not meant to dodge every one frame of reference, which is, you know, the screen. Look at the TIF2, probably the most balanced game in the genre, that had a ton of balancing changes over 10 years of being live. In that game, if you don't know, the most mobile characters are those who can rocket jump. Let's say Soldier for example. Soldier can rocket jump and in just couple seconds fly through the entire map, take any vantage point he wants, and have an advantage in positioning and a first shot. That's tactical mobility. But once he gets into the fight and he starts shooting at people and the enemy team starts shooting at him, he for the most part isn't trying to dodge the frame of reference. You're not trying to rocket jump off of someone's screen while he's unloading his shotgun into your face, right? No, you're just trying to kill an enemy. You got your movement, you can walk with your legs and strafe, and your enemies have the same ability as you. Once you use your tactical mobility, you are on the same page with your enemies. On the other hand, Scout has combat mobility. He's built to mess with your aim and run circles around you and just in general be hard to hit. But Scout's mobility isn't as tactical. Scout can't just jump on the tallest building like Soldier does. He can get on some ledges, but he can't jump as high. Now, that's TF2. In Paladins we are used to have just mobility skills, without, any specification. But that was long time ago. Since then a lot of stuff has changed. Most of hypermobile champions are the ones that were here from the close beta times. If you look at the most recent champions, especially flankers, as the most mobile class. Two most recent flankers are Talus and Xin. Talus has only tactical movement. His teleport is only good for retreating, and his punch is not really a movement ability at all. And Xin has only combat mobility. His roll doesn't really help him get vantage points. It's mostly used in fights, and not just as a reposition tool. So almost every champion now has either tactical mobility or a combat mobility, but not both. And those who have combat mobility can't have infinite amount of it because it's fucking stupid and imbalanced. So with champions like Drogos, Andro, you can still get to vantage points you could before, but you will need to use your movement ability smarter, and you also won't be able to escape the frame of reference of your enemy all the time. For all the Drogos, Andro, Cassie mains, these changes can be frustrating. But I play McCoy a lot, and for me it was always a big mystery. Why if I hook Shalin, Victor, Tyra, they are dead, but if I hook Drogos or Andro, after the first shot they can still just use their mobility, they just press a button and have a very big chances to escape. Their hypermobility was way too big of an advantage over everyone who doesn't have it. It's way too easy for them to escape, because their mobility allows them to escape my frame of reference. Even though I hooked them, they aren't dead. With the rest of champions, you get hooked, you are dead. But not with these faggots. Why the fuck would that be the case? The only counterplay to this is to have aimbot accuracy, because you won't be able to hit a target that moves really fast and gets above you in just one press of a button. It's too easy for them and too hard for you to counter it. Same shit with Eevee and her sword. It's supposed to be tactical mobility, but most players use it as a combat mobility. Nobody uses it to get on a ledge. Everyone just uses it when there's an enemy in your face. So you get on your broom and fly away while zigzagging, right? That's how you use it. Eevee is the most mobile champion in the game. She's really hard to play against, and the fact that all of your abilities just allow her to escape your damage is kinda... How the fuck do you counter that? The only real thing that ensures kill on Eevee is a sniper headshot. How reliable is that? If you deal some damage to Eevee, but don't kill her, she immediately either blinks away or soars away or stands in the ice block and heals up. So the only way to kill her is something that insta-kills, like a headshot from sniper. Now, when she flies slower, she is easier to hit, which will give you a slightly wider window for killing her. Overall, this patch made this game more fun to play, even though there's a huge outrage on forum, on Reddit, on YouTube, and it's all about perception. Drogos is not supposed to have more mobility than everyone else in the game, even if you are used to it. He still can deal all the damage he could. He can still hop from one ledge to another, but if a flanker comes in, he's gonna have some trouble, just like every other damage champion. Andro is not supposed to have to be able to both get on any ledge he wants and juke your reticle with the same ability. Even Maeve can do that, and she's the most broken thing in the game. Cassie is not supposed to be invincible and uncatchable. She can still roll, but she can't roll all the time. If you remember, Bumpkin couple months ago could poppy bump to half him up, which kinda made him to be in a spot. Why the fuck would I pick a flanker if I can pick a damage champion with a flanker's mobility? And on the other hand, How do you counter a champion that can deal some extremely high damage and flies half map away from you once he feels some threat? And since then it has been taken away. And now Bumpkin, even without hypermobility, is one of the strongest champions. So what I'm saying here is that they do as they should, and they should take all the overbuffed kits away. And hopefully they will keep balancing it in the same way. I've played enough on PTR now to understand that, yeah, now the game feels a lot more fun when Drogos can't just be in there the whole time. And Andro has to use his brains before pressing F, or he risks to fuck himself up, just like everyone else. Most of these changes actually do balance the game. I know that for players that were maining these champions, it can be seen as something bad, but it actually makes the game more balanced. It's healthy for this game, and actually there are a lot more things that they gotta get rid of. And I really hope they will get rid of stupid auto-aim abilities, supersonic speed sniper Maeve, and a few more. You know, all the things that make you wonder how the fuck is that fair when you die to it. The only change this patch I don't really know what the actual fuck is Ashe nerf. It would make sense if your other legendaries were any kind of useful, but they aren't. I guess they are done with stomping Barak into the ground and have found themselves a new victim.